the cycle. It's just better for us now and in the long term.
How Fort Worth is giving young children a head start on success long before they enter the classroom.
The storms are out, but the clouds are sticking around. A dry week ahead. What that means for the temperatures, I'll break it down. I'm Hannah Watson, and your Storm Team forecast is coming up.
And later in the show,
we live in Texas, so, it's nothing new.
A high-stakes rodeo on the freeway, leaving drivers thinking, you've got to be kidding. This is some bull.
Now, this is the news feed.
Good afternoon, I'm Nathan Vasquez.
And I'm Lauren Harper.
We start with the historic moment right here in North Texas.
Tuesday was National Medal of Honor Day, a time to honor American heroes. And this year, North Texas marked the occasion in a big way. The National Medal of Honor Museum officially opened its doors in Arlington, ensuring the stories of America's bravest live on. Our own John Patterson takes us inside.
Steps from sport icons rises the new home for a different kind of hero.
I hope when people walk through this space, they say, oh my gosh, how did they do this?
The National Medal of Honor Museum, opening March 25th in Arlington, Texas, honors recipients of the highest military award for valor in the United States.
I'm a 5'9" guy from Iowa. There's nothing special about me.
Sal Junta hardly blends in with the tourists getting an early look at the exhibit, nor should he. Junta is a war hero, among more than 3,500 medal recipients whose bravery and sacrifice is now enshrined here.
This museum allows me to talk about my buddies because none of this was me. It was always us.
Their strength is represented in the Medal of Honor Museum's design. 31,000 square feet of exhibit space is hoisted in the air by just 5 pillars, each representing a branch of the U.S. military.
I think it's just a great symbolic vision that we need each other.
Charlotte Jones not only chairs the museum, she is from that Jones family, also an executive with the Dallas Cowboys.
These great American heroes are the ones who inspires our guys, and so it's our job to tell those stories and to share it with more. I think we've never seen a more divided country than we have today, and to be able to bring our country together to remind everybody that we actually have the same values.
The museum is interactive. Visitors can virtually handle a medal or fly on a Vietnam War helicopter mission, making heroism and sacrifice of the past an inspiration for the future.
It's not an infantry museum or an Army museum or a Navy museum. This place says if you put your mind towards service of people, of care and compassion, not camouflage and guns, you can accomplish anything.
This weekend, more than 30 Medal of Honor recipients were here to celebrate the grand opening. The museum is now open to the public, ready to share their stories with the world. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, John. Fortress Early Childhood Education Center in Fort Worth has been serving families in the historic South Side for over 20 years. But it almost closed last month. Thanks to private donors, the center is now funded through the end of the year. Camry Hampton, who sends her daughters to the center, says the support has been a relief.
Literally, this is what we needed, and it's been a burden lifted up off of me and my family's shoulders.
With nearly 100,000 children in Texas on the wait list for financial help and child care costs rising, advocates say the state needs to step in to ease the pressure. The Texas Restaurant Association has launched a task force and filed 9 child care bills this session, hoping to bring change to the system.
While engineering is a hot major in college, you don't usually see it in preschool. But one program in Southlake is shaking things up. Nicole Nielsen has the story.
It might look like a typical child playtime with ordinary toys. But at the Learning Experience Preschool in Southlake, every activity is intentionally chosen.
Stacking, rolling, grabbing, that's what the infants are focused on.
The kids here are part of the Little Engineers program, a set of classes dedicated to teaching the fundamentals of engineering to young minds. The toys help develop problem-solving skills, expand creativity, and encourage teamwork.
They are prepared with tools that they're going to use in the future. They'll already have the confidence and the boldness to problem solve.
Each age group has toolkits designed with different STEM-related toys. For infants, it's colorful stacking and nesting cups. Toddlers play with toy clocks and dropper art. Preschoolers explore magnet kits, toolboxes, and toy cars, while kindergartners graduate to small robots to learn early coding skills. Staff here says the timing for these kids couldn't be better. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, jobs in STEM are expected to increase by 10% over the next decade.
There will always be jobs, and so introducing different things like, I might like engineering, you might like science, or someone might like art, but how do you know what you like if it's not exposed to you?
For them, this is more than just playtime, rather building confidence in kids and inspiring the next generation of future engineers.
Here's some great news for TCC students looking to continue their education. Tarrant County College has been recognized by Western Governors University as one of their strongest partners. Since 2019, over 1,800 TCC students have transferred to WGU to pursue bachelor's and master's degrees. WGU says TCC is a great example of a college that makes a smooth transition possible for students. TCC's Vice President for Student Affairs, Jason Abreu, says this award shows their commitment to giving students more opportunities to succeed. TCC is helping students take their next step in their education, and it's clear that partnerships like this are making a real difference.
Tarrant County College-Northwest is getting national recognition for its career and technical education programs. TCC has been named an NC3 leadership school, solidifying its commitment to workforce development. The honor was announced during the 10th anniversary celebration of TCC's Aviation and Transportation Center near Alliance Airport. The school plans to expand industry-recognized credentials in more than one program, making students even more attractive to employers. Have you ever tried running a mile? How about 5? Now try 200. That story kicks off our look at Texas news. A South Texas group is showing that teamwork is all about running from Gonzales to Houston in a relay where every mile counts. It's the Texas Independent Relay. It's been a part of the team since 9 years. This year, 12 Angels are helping their captain. It's a grueling race with dark roads, steep hills, and speeding 18-wheelers. They say it's about pushing limits, improving inclusion. They take off this afternoon.
3 teen sisters in Houston are accused of attacking their mom, all because she turned off the Wi-Fi. Investigators say the girls grabbed kitchen knives and chased their mom into the street. One even hit her with a brick. Their grandmother tried to stop it, but got knocked down. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt. The teens, just 14, 15, and 16, are now facing aggravated assault charges and are in juvenile detention. A memorial honoring 53 migrants who died in a tractor-trailer tragedy now lies in ruins, vandalized overnight. Volunteers who helped maintain the site were left in shock, but wasted no time rebuilding.
We're asking anyone who has information about what happened here last night and the destruction of this memorial to come forward.
City leaders call this hate crime and plan to install cameras to prevent future attacks. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward.
The gunman who killed 23 people in a racist attack at a Walmart in 2019 has agreed to a plea deal, avoiding the death penalty. An attorney for Patrick Cruces says he will be sentenced to life in prison without parole on state charges. The 26-year-old was already sentenced to 90 consecutive life terms last year after pleading guilty to federal hate crimes.
I think the guy does deserve the death penalty, to be honest. A heinous shooting like that is what capital punishment is for.
The shooting in an El Paso Walmart remains one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. And finally, after strong winds swept through the Panhandle, dozens of baby squirrels were left stranded in Amarillo, but wildfire rescuers stepped to help. Wild West Wildlife Rehab saved 31 baby squirrels and says windstorms often knock nests out of trees. They'll care for them until they're ready to survive on their own. Rescuers say this is just the start of a busy season for orphaned wildlife.
Continuing coverage on the measles outbreak, 23 cases have now been confirmed in Kansas. The state's health department says of the cases, 20 people are unvaccinated. The ongoing outbreak has infected nearly 400 people in Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. Kansas officials say their outbreak is possibly linked to those in Texas and New Mexico.
When we come back, March Madness is here, but all that cheering could leave you hoarse. How to keep your voice in top shape, that's coming up.
Plus, the road ahead for the auto industry looks a little bumpy. What's driving the challenges and what it means for you.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Food donations from the pantry help my family enjoy the holidays.
We all want a holiday filled with joy, but 1 in 5 children in America face hunger. Together, we can make the holidays full.
Giving is a part of our holiday tradition, but it's also part of our all-year-round tradition.
Join families like Heather's this holiday season and give hope, love, and meals. Let's end hunger together. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org.
With the latest news, now the news feed continues.
Here's the latest on the auto industry, and it's shaping up to be a bumpy ride. While some automotive are striving, rising tariffs and supply issues could be a major hurdle this year. Ivan Rodriguez breaks down what that means for both the auto industry and car buyers.
25% tariffs now in place on steel and aluminum imports, levies on cars from Asia and Europe set to go into effect next month, and import taxes on all goods, including cars and parts imported from Canada and Mexico, to begin in less than 2 weeks. All adding up to uncertainty in the auto industry.
We're going to be getting back some of the wealth that very, very foolish presidents gave away.
The Trump administration has listened to pleas from automakers to spare them from tariffs and said there's an easy answer: build cars in the U.S. But some say it's not that simple or quick.
You need time to adjust your inventory, your production plans. If you want to build a plant here, if everything went right, it would take 2 to 3 years.
President Trump's on-again, off-again policies have led some automaker CEOs like Jim Farley of Ford to say they're not going to invest billions of dollars and build new plants immediately. Auto worker and Trump supporter Chris Vital agrees there will be short-term pain, but hopes the work that gets done now isn't erased.
We have one guy who's in here for 4 years and he's wants manufacturing, and then we get another 4 years of somebody who makes it impossible to manufacture. We can't keep going back and forth like that.
For people looking for a new car, they might be in for a sticker shock.
If we're talking about a 25% or even a 10% tariff, that's going to add significant cost.
College tuition has skyrocketed over the past 30 years, but Harvard University is trying to make it more accessible. They've just announced free tuition for students from families making $200,000 or less. With undergrad tuition at $56,000 this year, it's a big deal. So why is college so expensive? In today's Consumer Watch, Monica Coppola takes a closer look at the numbers and shares ways students can cut costs.
The cost of college has risen dramatically in the last 3 decades. Inflation and increasing operating costs have caused colleges to charge more. They're also receiving less federal funding.
There's no doubt that college in the U.S. is expensive.
Alex Gailey is an analyst at financial company Bankrate. They recently broke down the cost of tuition plus fees, like room and board, for this current academic year and estimated. The average in-state tuition, room and board at a public 4-year college was nearly $25,000 a year. Out-of-state students paid an average of $44,000 a year. A private 4-year college costs close to $59,000 a year.
I think people just aren't feeling like maybe the ROI of college degrees is the same as it was a few decades ago.
There are things students can do to lower some of these costs.
One way to immediately cut down the cost of college is being willing to attend a college that is near where you live and living at home.
Consider attending a community college and then transferring to a 4-year college. Apply for work-study jobs. Look into financial help like student loans, scholarships, and grants. And choose a degree with a positive return on your investment. For Consumer Watch, I'm Monica Coppola.
March Madness is back and fans are cheering on their favorite teams, but all that yelling can be hard on your voice. In today's Health Minute, Milo Maraventano shares how to protect your voice during the tournament.
It's that time of year again. Hoops, hopes, and fans cheering. But experts say prolonged shouting can actually damage your vocal cords.
Our voice is really kind of our treasure. It's part of who we are. And it's very important to take care of it.
Anne-Marie Perotti with the American Speech Language Hearing Association says excessive use of the voice for extended periods can lead to lesions on the vocal cords. To avoid temporary or even permanent damage, she says to stay hydrated by drinking lots of water, and avoid sodas, alcohol, or even fried, salty, or spicy foods, which can all dry out vocal cords. Next, take breaks from cheering to give your voice a rest.
It's important for fans to remember that they don't need to be the loudest voice in the room.
Perotti says you can find alternative ways to cheer that don't involve your voice, like clapping or using noisemakers. Also, don't smoke or vape and avoid smoky environments, which can inflame vocal cords. After the game, soothe your throat. Sipping warm tea with honey or inhaling steam can help keep vocal cords relaxed. Finally, if you're having persistent hoarseness or vocal pain lasting more than 2 weeks, it's time to see a specialist.
The longer you go without getting the help, the more damage can be done.
For Health Minute, I'm Milo Maraventano.
A house packed with fireworks explodes, and a lightning strike tears a tree to pieces. Catch it all in today's Take a Look at This.
But first, the rain is moving out and the sun will return for the weekend. Our storm team forecast is coming up next.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Over 40% of us are living with a disease. Obesity. Some blame society. Some blame themselves. Some feel like there's nothing they can do. But this disease has solutions, including proven treatments like lifestyle and behavioral changes, medications, and weight loss surgery. Head to visitobesity.org/treatments to find out which treatment path is right for you.
From the NewsFeed's Forecast Center, this is your Storm Team Forecast.
Welcome back to the NewsFeed. We're currently taking a look over downtown Fort Worth, seeing lots of clouds right now, and it looks like these cloudy conditions are going to continue throughout the rest of the day. It also looks like there might be some possible thunderstorms as well today, so you might want to keep your umbrella on you just in case. Going into the weekend, it looks like you won't have to worry about any rain. However, both Saturday and Sunday are going to be partially cloudy. On Saturday, you can expect a high of 85 and a low of 68. And on Sunday, you can expect a high of 81 and a low of 51. Now getting into your 5-day forecast, it looks like these clouds are going to be sticking around over the next week. On Monday, you can expect a high of 71 and a low of 53 with partially cloudy skies. On Tuesday, you can expect a high of 80 and a low of 66 with partially cloudy skies. On Wednesday, you can expect a high of 88 and a low of 65 with isolated thunderstorms in the morning and then partially cloudy skies in the evening. On Thursday, you can expect a high of 83 and a low of 59 with partially cloudy skies. And then ending it on Friday, you can expect a high of 76 with rain showers early in the morning and then sunshine and partially cloudy skies during the day.
Thank you, Hannah. In Los Angeles, firefighters faced a dangerous fire hazard and water wasn't the answer. So they fought fire with fire. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
This is the moment a house in LA blew up after officials purposefully set it ablaze, saying it contained highly volatile chemicals too dangerous to move. It started days earlier when the house, which officials say contained chemicals believed to be used to make fireworks, exploded, injuring one person and trapping at least one dog that was reportedly later rescued. According to an ATF official, the chemicals detected inside were too volatile to douse with water or attempt to move.
This house is essentially a bomb.
So after issuing an evacuation to surrounding homes, a controlled burn was executed, and it didn't take long before the structure exploded again, sending glittering fireworks flying in all directions. Finally, nobody planned for it, nobody could control it, but it appears no one was injured when a lightning bolt suddenly blasted a Nashville home's front yard tree. So now we all get to marvel at it. The sudden strike sent splinters and shards flying in the surveillance video, which is impressive, but unfortunately has no sound. So please, allow me. Thank you very much. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Coming up in sports, new owners for the Celtics. We've got the details coming up.
Plus, March Madness is heating up, and brackets are busting fast. That and more when John Ethan Wilson joins us next.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where will you find your why? Grabbing hold as it sails by. During a summer full of wonder, an adventure under the stars, memories and moments connecting the near and far. When you find your spark, you find your why. This summer camp season, find your why for a better us.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry, I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
Need a ride? Yeah!
Driving with kids is a big responsibility.
Hop in and buckle up!
So don't sweat the small stuff.
You got paint all over our paper!
Get the big stuff right instead.
What does that mean?
Like making sure your kids are in the correct car seat and buckled up for safer travel.
That deserves a wiggly wiggly wig.
To make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Beep, beep. Yeah!
From the NewsFeed Sports Desk, this is the Sports Report.
Welcome back. March Madness is here with the NCAA men's basketball tournament kicking off last week. The action has been non-stop with Creighton beating Louisville in the first game. A post on the NCAA March Madness X account showed only 36% of brackets remaining perfect. Fans are traveling far and wide, including a University of Omaha student who traveled 20 hours to see her team play in Providence, Rhode Island.
It took us 20 hours. We took a pit stop, but here, we're ready to show up. We're ready to show out. Underdog, you see this?
Tough break for USC star Juju Watkins. Her season is over after a devastating knee injury in Monday's NCAA tournament game. She went down hard in the first quarter against Mississippi State, her right knee buckling on a fast break. USC still advanced to the Sweet 16, but losing their top scorer is a huge blow to their title hopes. Cam Ward has a message for the Tennessee Titans. All 32 NFL teams watched as the Miami quarterback put on a show. Ward rewrote Miami's record book last season, and now he could be the next #1 overall pick. Ward talked with reporters between throws.
I just think it goes back to me not forgetting where I came from. It was one point where I had one camera looking at me, now the whole world's looking at me. So I carry myself, a certain type of way. All I want to do is play football and be with my teammates. And so, as long as I, be a good person in the locker room as well, I just think it'll work out in the long run.
The Boston Celtics are entering a new era with a record-breaking $6.1 billion sale to an investor group led by William Chisholm. This would make it the most expensive sports franchise purchase in North America if approved by the NBA's Board of Governors.
There were a bunch of great people involved in this, including Steve. We had advisors and all that, and this bid stood out, but we had a bunch of people who wanted it, and we appreciate them all.
Runaway trouble on a Texas highway. Traffic comes to a standstill as an unexpected herd hits the road. What had drivers swerving and authorities scrambling? Next.
All right, I'm in the house.
Okay, what do you see?
Nothing yet. Hold on. I think I just heard something. I'm heading upstairs.
Okay, I am almost there.
I'm in the bedroom.
Okay.
Oh, shit. It's not here.
What?
The gun's not here.
What do you mean? Where is it?
Cameron, are you in there? Open the door. Cam! Come on, Cameron.
Jason, let's go see your room.
My name is Jeff. Having a traumatic brain injury is understanding you were a lot smarter before the accident. I lost so many traits. Food donations from Suncoast Center of Independent Living helped me tremendously. It can mean fully paying the bills off. That's one of the biggest gifts right there. I have a purpose again. Life goes on.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Caught on camera, a wild scene north of Houston as cows and bulls took over a busy interstate this week. Video shows the herd dodging cars and trucks, sending drivers swerving. According to the Harris County Constable's Office, 1 cow was hit, but no injuries have been reported.
Lanes were shut down as crews scrambled to round up the animals, but hours later, some were still on the loose. Officials believe the cattle escaped from a broken down vehicle. Hopefully, they find their way home soon. Now, between us right here, we have a new guest. His name is Isaac. He is a loyal fan of the NewsFeed. Perfect, Isaac. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week. And we'll see you next Friday at the same time.